So first let's understand what is an angle and how are they measured, right? So angle between lines or something. So angle is a measurement unit, right? How we talk about distance in kilometers, angles is something that we measure in degrees, radians, etc. So most probably we'll see in degrees. So it is like, if I say what is distance, right? So the distance is like, how do I define distance? So let's not get into the technical definitions per se, but again sort of say that the distance between these 2 points is given to be some in in kilometers, meters, some unit, some value. So that's a unit of measurement for the distance, right? That's like what we call. So I'm not really good at defining the distance without using the word distance. Angle is something similar. So if I say what is angle between lines AB and BC, so we are talking about this part. What is the value of this? Again, why should this be so and so in degrees? Why can't it be something else? It's just the standard way, right? We have defined something as units in degrees. We call that the angle made around the entire circle is 360 degrees. We have a measurement tools like protractors, etc. we use to measure and sort of say that this is so and so, whatever the be 30 degrees, let's say, and that is a measurement system. How would I say the distance between these two is 10 kilometers? If I have a measuring tape which is made out of the standard units, and if I start from this point to go to this point, so I'll say 10 kilometers, that's why the distance is 10 kilometers. If I have a new unit called alpha, so it might be phi alpha based on whatever the definition for alpha b is instead of kilometers, right? So it's all about how we define the units and use that as a standard unit to measure stuff. So angle ABC, what do I mean by that? That's something that you have to understand. So AB is a line, right? And then BC is another line. So at the same point I draw BC. So the angle here is called angle ABC. That is what you need to understand. Sometimes we also call it only angle B. I only refer to this pivot point or the point around which that both lines are drawn, the common point. And if I say what is, let's say I draw things like this, PQ, RSAB. If you ask you what is angle PSA, what am I referring to? This angle. PSA, right? I start from P, draw to S, from SA go to A, this angle is PSA. What about SRQ? Go from S, go to R, go to Q, right? That is this angle. That's how you measure the angles, right? So angle made by a straight line is 180 degrees. That is, if I have a straight line, let's say AB, what is angle AOB? It is 180 degrees, right? This measurement is 180 degrees. How am I measuring AOB? A, I draw a line to O. From O, I draw to B. Because all of them are in a straight line, so the measurement has to be 180. This will also be 180, obviously, right? So just the point that which we have, right? ABC. If I say angle ABC, why should I count only this? Why not this? Right? Yes, you can also think in that way. Angle ABC, this is like the interior angle. This is the exterior angle of it. This is also supposedly called as ABC only. There is no difference. But it just depends on how they are referring to, and depending on the question. So in triangles, I generally take interior angles. It all depends on the way the things are framed. Unless they specifically mention interior, exterior, generally they might be referring to interior. If they have an intention of referring to exterior, they would mention it specifically. So it just depends on the question. So just look at it carefully and solve it. So key point here is that straight line angle is 180. So if I say angle AOB, if I say let's say POB is 60 degrees, what should be this? If this entire thing is 180, that is angle AOB is 180, right? I'm just breaking that into two parts, right? This is 60 and this is whatever the other thing is. So alpha plus 60 has to be 180. So the other angle which I don't know should be 180 minus 60. This should come to be very intuitive to you, okay? So if I say this POB is 60, so you should write it as 120. 180 minus 60 is 120. This should come to you very intuitively over time. I don't take time to figure out what should I do to figure this, right? Using this we can do a lot. For example, if I say AOB and PQ, if this is 60, what is this? 120, right? If that is 120, what will be this? This is also straight line, right? PQ is a straight line. So if this is 120, this has to be 120, 180 minus 120, 60. If this is 60, and again AOB is a straight line, so this has to be 180. So if this is 60, this has to be 120. So 60, 60, 120, 120. Around a point, the vertically opposite, right? Diagonally opposite points around a vertex would be same. That's what we generally call. There will be many properties that you'll get to see in books, but I would strongly recommend do not worry about them. Just understand the basic concept of this straight line being 180. You can find out everything, right? If I know this as 60, I can find out this to be 60 because 60 plus 120 is a straight line, 120 plus 60 is a straight line, 60 plus 120 is a straight line, so I can fill all these values. So it's much easier. You don't have to know anything complex in this. Just understand that angle made by straight line is 180. I can break it into 3 parts, 5 parts. Like this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. All 3 have to sum it up to 180. If I have 4 parts, so this is 3, this is 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4 is 180. Doesn't matter how many parts I break it into, the entire angle will be 180. Accordingly, each part can be found out. Right, that's the only thing that you have to understand. Angle around a point is 360 degrees, right? Like how a straight line is 180, so if around the point, so the entire angle, if it rotates, it is 360 degrees. Right, so let's say I give you this, right? None of them are straight lines, okay? OA, OB and OC. If this is 120 and this is 150, what is this angle? As I know, I just need to ensure that this plus this plus this should be 360 because these are the sum of angles made around a point O. So 120 plus 150 plus whatever the angle 3 is, which I need to find. So angle 3 is, this is 270, that is basically goes that side. 360 minus 270 is 90. So this has to be 90. So let's solve some basic problems. As we always recommend, pause the video, try the questions on your own and then look through the explanation so that you understand how we have solved, and if you have any doubts it will get clarified better. Find the value of x, y, z in the figure. Right, super easy. This is 55, this has to be 180 minus 55 because EC is a straight line. So 180 minus 55 is 125. Once I know this is 125, this has to be again 180 minus 125 because AF is a straight line. Or if I also look at around this point, this is 55, this has to be 55 degrees. So 180 minus 125 is 55. Or around this point, the angle should be same on the opposite sides. So this is 125, this also has to be 125, that is Z. Or AF is a straight line, 180 minus 55 is 125. So X is 125, Y is 55 and Z is 125. That's how you can solve them. Thus, find the value of X and Y in the given figure. And so this is 2X, this is X, I need to find Y. So if I say AF is a straight line, or maybe let's take that around this point, the entire is 360 degrees, right? So what will you do? 44 plus 2X plus Y plus X plus 86 is equals to 360 degrees. So I add, I'll get 2X plus X is 3X plus Y, 44 plus 86 is 130 is equals to 360. So 130 goes that side, 360 minus 130 is 230. So I'll get 3x plus y is equals to 230. This is one equation, fair enough. But is that sufficient enough for me to find both x and y? No. Two variables, I need to have two equations. Where will I get the second equation? Right? One way to look at is this, AF is a straight line. Right? So that means this entire thing is 180. So 2x plus y has to be 180. Right? So two equations I have, I can subtract 1 minus 2 gives me 3x plus 5 minus 2x minus y gives me x. 230 minus 80 is 50. So once I know this, I can substitute back here. 2 into x is 100 plus y is 180 and y is 80. You know, you can do this. This is all fine. Other way is, instead of this, what I'll do is this. AF is a straight line. So let me make this as 180. Right? This is 180. So 44 plus 86 plus x is 180. So 130 plus x is 180 and x is 50. Once I know x is 50, this is 50, this is 100. So I just need to do straight line is AF. 100 plus this is has to be 180 minus 100. So y is 80. You know, it's easier to do in this way than this algebraic approach. But yeah, whatever suits you. But make sure that you use the concept that sum of angles in a straight line is 180 degrees, around the point is 360 degrees. All of these are useful, points, axioms to remember and use.